of Disability Connections, John Hart. Hi, John.
Hey, Bart. How's it
Good to
going?
see you.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, your dad was here not that long ago.
Was he, yeah?
Yeah,
For the Outwalk Hunger.
yeah.
Yeah. He moved here, and Jackson gave him a lot of support, and my mom's support, and so he wanted to do something to give back, and so he wanted to do it around hunger. So I helped him a little bit the first year, but this year it was almost all him and his church. Previous year, him and his church, and just kind of tried to talk him into centering the event.
Well, he does a great job, and thanks
Yeah.
for his service.
Yeah.
You guys, now, I think the last time we talked about the ramps, we must be running out of nice days for ramp season.
Oh, for sure. Ramps is more like a May to October. We just did our last ramps through Rotary. Rotary helps fund and helps give volunteers, and then Friends of Rotarians help with that. So we just finished that. We did 6 this year. I think on our last one, the person that we helped said, I have not been out of my house in 1 year.
Wow.
And that was in this immediate city. So that was the 5th one. So it's an incredible thing. So now what we're doing is we're going to the season when we don't have that, and we have a thing called Ramp It Up, which is you can just go to our website, and it helps raise money for people that cannot afford ramps and come home, never thought they were going to be there, are stuck, and that those can be assigned to projects that have special requests. So that's what we do in the off season. But our other program that builds ramps is the Nursing Facility Transition Program, and that's for people who are getting out of hospitals or nursing homes. And we've built tons of ramps through them. You have to qualify for the program, but we built as an agency hundreds and hundreds of ramps over the years. So.
That's amazing. Yeah, I guess you really don't think about being trapped in your home because you can't get down the stairs. That's pretty amazing.
It's pretty scary. Well, I mean, if you look at our housing stock, they say something like 55 to 60% is pre-1949, and that's starting to change. But those places were not built accessibly. I live on Garfield Street. I have 14 steps. So so that's something that we have to think about as people are aging in place or want to age in place, like making sure that they have access to the community.
Nice. We're coming up on your annual inclusion event.
Oh yeah.
When's that?
November 1st at the American One Event Center in the fairgrounds, 6 to 8:30. And it's called the inclusion event because what we do is we have great sponsors, and you can see them on our flyer over there, that allow us to let everybody come for no price. That allows people on fixed income. Somebody told me today, everybody's on a fixed income, don't say that. But I said, okay. But fixed income, or just our need to be conscious of their dollars, to come and do the event, people with and without disabilities. So we're looking forward to it. We want it to be the day when everybody in the community can get together, and there's no limit to why you would come. So it's a barrier-free event. There's flat entrance at the thing. There's no cost. There's heavy appetizers. So we're like, all you got to do is register so we know how much food to order.
Sounds easy.
Yeah, and I mean, this year is our U of M's accessibility, accessible and adaptive sports and fitness program is coming this year with Dr. Olankami. Everybody calls him Dr. O, and he is a person with a disability that uses a wheelchair that is in charge of that program, and that's mostly on the east side, but we're trying to bring some of the concepts here to Jackson, which is to include people in sports. So there's going to be a bunch of different things: adaptive tennis, adaptive basketball, seated volleyball, rugby, and the kind of a thing I can announce here just for you, Bart, just for the Bart Holly folks, is that Chuck Aoki, who is the co-captain of the rugby team for the Paralympics, will also be there. He'll be doing a meet and greet signing. So we'll have a team from U of M with Dr. Olankami, Chuck Aoki there, so you can see him before he goes to Paris, get his autograph, get a little picture.
Wow.
So that'll be cool.
So they do the Paralympics right after the Paris Olympics.
Yeah, just right adjacent. Yep,
Same
it'll go
venue,
right there.
all the.
Yep, and Chuck has been in a long time rugby, and he's medaled before. So
A lot of people have not been exposed. I think most people have seen wheelchair basketball. That's pretty.
Pretty much, the standard.
But that's it. I mean, you don't see a lot of other sports where there's people with disabilities.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to be doing. And here's what's the cool thing is, you won't just see them, you can do them. So there'll be 8 different stations that will be run by the staff from U of M. They've been such a great partner to work with, and they're going to be there and they'll show people how to do it. It's a nice big facility, so I think people can think about, well, you know, you're eating and then you have a speaker and you have a silent auction and you have this, and then you have balls and all this flying at you, but we have it set up so it'll be separated.
Okay.
But people can just go in there. We'll be set up with sign language interpreters and CART, which is like closed captioning. So people with hearing impairments can be there too and be a full participant in it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We just thought what we'd love to see is like bring this over here and then have some of these leagues. Brian, who's been on here before, he's a member of the team of the U of M backed adaptive rugby. So sometimes they've called it murder ball because it can be, like you can get in scrums and do that. But Brian's on that team, and that's kind of how we got set with Dr. O, because it's like they really are trying to make inclusive clubs all at colleges and then bleed those down into like high schools so there can be adaptive leagues for people. So, and then it's another way for people without disabilities to learn the games. And if you have a chair or you can accommodate yourself by doing some of that, you can just participate.
So you'll have wheelchairs there. That
Oh
people
yeah,
try it.
oh, for sure. And then we're saying, you don't have to be formal. You can kind of come in your sweats and stuff if you're really going to go and try it and just have a good time. And we have other things with it. We do like an auction, and it's somewhat of a little bit of a fundraiser through that way. But really, we would love for people just to come and hear about how we can include people every day with disabilities in our life. And sporting is just one way of recreation that you can make it very simply and easily accessible.
Yeah, and I'm sure people want to be able to make provisions for those to participate, but there's no Title IX, is there? There's no mandate that...
Well, anything, no, not like in sports, no, but there are in other walks of life. There's the ADA, and any publicly funded services have to be, accessible and have to be inclusive. But this is kind of things that people are doing on their own, like, the city of Jackson, when they redid Loomis Park, they included that. You just showed Dahlem Center. There's a resin path that's a mile long that you can go on. So I think people are becoming more aware. There's the canopy walk out at Hidden Lake Gardens that Brian Elliott, he's our ADA guy, he participated in helping that. You can get up there and go see the Veil. So I think as people are aging and they're more aware too of just all different people are just starting to do it on their own. And they're thinking like, if I was here my whole life, right? And most people acquire a disability at some point, what would I want to still be able to do? Like where would I want to be able to go? How could my friends and my family get into my home? How could I get into their home? So, I think that people sometimes think that disability is somehow odd to human existence, but it's actually a persistent and repeating part of human existence. So I think people are just becoming way more aware and are trying to make spaces for people because they see themselves there and also know it's the right thing to do.
Great. Well, I'm glad you and everyone at Disability Connections puts so much effort into it in our community.
Yeah.
Thanks
We're
for coming
happy to be here. Yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
having me. Appreciate it.
You've got a free event. You're welcome to. Just sign up. Just let them know you're coming. It's free.
Call us, register on the website. If you find our flyer online, you can just QR it and register. It's real easy. It's gonna be a great time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
All right. Thanks, Bart.
Good to see you. John Hart,
thank you.
Executive Director of Disability Connections. We have a